Hello and welcome to the InNews series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's episode we will be discussing about the Uniform Civil Code, popularly known as the UCC, in the state of Uttarakhand. So let us first understand the timeline. First we'll be looking at the news, then what is Uniform Civil Code, what are the challenges in getting the Uniform Civil Code, and what are the benefits that if the Uniform Civil Code will come, then what are the benefits that people will get. Then in the end, a prelims MCQ and a mains practice question. Topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 2, that is Polity section and DPSP within Polity. From exam perspective, you should be able to know about UCC, challenges and benefits. So the news talks about Uttarakhand Uniform Civil Code to be passed in February. How did it come about and what can be expected? So till now there is only one state in India which has its own Uniform Civil Code, and that is the state of Goa. And now Uttarakhand will be the second state if in the month of February the law will be passed in Uttarakhand and the Uniform Civil Code will start in the state of Uttarakhand. And as the name itself is telling, Uniform Civil Code, it means that it is a code. It regulates many things and it is an umbrella term within which many things comes. Uniform, it means it will be same for everyone. Everyone will be treated equally within it. No matter about what the race, religion, caste, creed of the person, everyone will be treated equally under it. So it will be a Uniform Civil Code for India. But now in India, first state in which it is happening is Goa, and second in making is Uttarakhand. So let's see what is happening is that 5th of February, the Uttarakhand Assembly will convene to pass the Uniform Civil Code Bill. So the Uniform Civil Code Bill in the state of Uttarakhand will start to take place from February 5th. And a 5-member committee will hand over its report to the government a couple of days before the assembly convenes. So in the state of Uttarakhand, will the Uniform Civil Code, if it comes into power, how will it work and what are the benefits, what are the challenges in it? A 5-member committee was set up, and now that 5-member committee will submit its report few days before the Assembly will start to look into the matter of the UCC bill. Now what is a Uniform Civil Code? So it is a set of personal laws regardless of religion to govern subjects like marriage, inheritance, divorce and adoption. So these are uniform laws under which everyone is treated equally, and these are related to the civil matters like marriage, inheritance, divorce, adoption, the civil matters, the personal matters of people. And these are a set of laws, a code which will govern. So if the UCC will come into the picture, like for example, imagine that UCC has started in the state of Uttarakhand. Now in the state of Uttarakhand, UCC will govern the civil matters of people, be it of any religion, like the Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Jain, Christians, everyone. For everyone the laws will be similar and they all will come under that one uniform law. So that is a set of personal laws. And UCC, the Uniform Civil Code, is mentioned in Article 44 of the Indian Constitution, that is DPSP, that is the Directive Principles of State Policy. So the Directive Principles of State Policies are considered to be the set of rules which are important or which can improve the working of a state, or which are considered to be ideal for a state to have while it wants to govern. So UCC, that is Article 44, comes under DPSP. Important point. And Article 44, that is UCC, it is not legally enforceable. So it is not legally enforceable, that if Article 44 is not into place, one cannot go to the court for its implementation. So it is not legally enforceable, but they are meant to guide the state in making policies. So they are considered, the DPSPs are considered to be the guiding light for the state, that how a state should work. Then only state in India that has a UCC is Goa, and if the bill will pass in the state of Uttarakhand, then Uttarakhand will become the second state after Goa to have UCC in place. And India follows different personal laws based on their religious or community identity. As of now, if we talk about, then be it Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Jains, Buddhists, they all have their personal law which are different from all others. So if everyone would come under one law, then that will be the UCC. So in the state where the UCC is into existence, so everyone is treated equally when it comes to the civil code. Then personal laws in India. So it is not only Muslims who has personal laws in India, it is Hindus, Jains, Buddhists, Sikhs, Parsis and Jews that are governed by their own personal laws. Like for example, in every religion, marriage happens differently, divorce happens differently. There are different laws through which inheritance or adoption can be done. So if UCC comes into picture, then all of this will converge into one uniform law. Then personal laws are determined based on religious identity. Basically, what the personal laws are influenced or are perceived by is basically depends majorly on the religion a person comes from, or what are the customs that the religion follows or the person has followed since a long period of time. So the religious identity or the customs or the traditions, they are the things which influence a person. Then what are the challenges in implementation of the Uniform Civil Code? So that is diverse personal laws and customary practice. That is, many personal laws are not codified or documented. Now that every religion, Hindus have their own personal law, Muslims have their own personal law. The same way Sikhs, Parsis, Jews, everyone has their own personal law. Now the problem is that when different communities and different religion till now are following that one specific law, it becomes very difficult for them to make them understand that now their law will not be working. Now there would be one single law which everyone would be following. Now that in itself is a difficulty to stop people from following the laws which they have been following since such a long period of time. Now resistance from religious and minority groups, infringement on their religious freedom and cultural autonomy. Now many a times what we are seeing is that the cultural group or the religious group which work for the reforms or for the upliftment of certain class or religion, now they feel many a times that by getting UCC they might feel neglected, they might feel marginalized, and their laws will not be prevailing. So they might feel that their identity and their autonomy towards their religious things is under threat. Now that is why many a times we have seen that the resistance from the religious groups is seen at a very basic level also. Then lack of political will and consensus. Consensus could not be reached on the topic of the UCC, as getting UCC into a state is very difficult, because when we talk about a state, there are crores of people involved and there are different religions which follow different customs, so that everything comes into the picture, and then making people understand that these things will not be happening in future is in itself a very difficult job. Then practical difficulties and complexities. Complexities is that in many different laws, in many different religion, different process and different procedures are followed. Now that people are so used to following those process and procedures, and those process and procedures are so deeply inculcated in a person, that making people getting rid of that is difficult. And then above that, you need to make the person understand that the things that they have been following till now, or the things that their fathers and forefathers or the things which they have seen growing up will not be in practice anymore, and instead of them some other things would be coming up. And now that the person might not be comfortable in inculcating those things. Now, what would be the benefits of the Uniform Civil Code? First of all, national integration and secularism. Secularism, as India is a secular country, people are free to follow the religion of their own choice, and by getting UCC, everyone will be treated equally and everyone would come under one ambit. So that will make people have the feeling of integrity, because everyone will be treated on the same grounds. Then gender justice and equality. Equality, as I said, as no personal laws will be promoted, so equality will be there. And then gender justice. So gender justice is one of the primary concern of the UCC in Uttarakhand also, that the men and the women should be treated equally, and there should not be any disparity between both of them. Then simplification and rationalization of the legal system. Now that different personal laws also have many complexities within it, because every law has certain kind of exception, every law has certain kind of process and procedure that needs to be followed differently. Now that will be removed. So simplification and rationalization of the legal system will also be done. Then modernization and reform of outdated and regressive practices. Now this is a point that everything needs to be updated with time, and the things which was set hundreds of years ago needs to be updated with time, needs to be modernized with time, and it needs to see whether that is going parallelly with today's time or not. So that is something which was one of the most primary concerns also. Next comes the important cases related to the UCC. So few of the most important and the famous cases with regard to the Uniform Civil Code, in which the judiciary of the country has talked in favor of getting UCC, and if UCC would have been at that time, then things, and in those cases things could have been better, and they have talked about UCC in these cases. So that is Shah Bano Begum versus Muhammad Ahmad Khan, 1985. So in this case, the Supreme Court has talked about in favor of UCC and getting UCC on the board. Then Sarla Mugdal versus Union of India case, 1995. This case also talked about getting UCC into the picture, and if UCC would have been in place, there might be chances that this case would not have happened. Then Saira Bano versus Union of India, 2017 case. This also talked about getting UCC into the picture and getting the outdated things out of the picture, and modernization and updation of things needs to be required. And this was the case through which the triple talaq and letting go of the triple talaq also, the news was raised. So these are few of the important cases, and writing about the important cases can fetch you very good marks when it comes to the mains answer writing. Then in the end, a prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. This is a PYQ of the year 2012. So consider the following provisions under the DPSP as enshrined in the Constitution of India. And you have to talk about that which of the above are the Gandhian principles that are reflected in the directive principles of state policy. So I'm reading out 4 DPSPs, and out of these 4, which all are Gandhian principles. I think you should be able to do this one. First of all, it is a PYQ, and secondly, you should know this. First, securing for citizens of India a UCC. Second, organizing village panchayats. Third, promoting cottage industries in rural areas. Fourth, securing for all the workers reasonable leisure and cultural opportunities. So these are the 4 DPSPs given. Codes are 1, 2 and 4 only, 2 and 3 only, 1, 3 and 4 only, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So give me the answer in the comment section. And last is the mains practice question. This is also a PYQ of the year 2015. Read the question and do your answer writing practice. Discuss the possible factors that inhibit India from enacting for its citizens a UCC as provided for in the DPSP. And the command given here is discuss. It means you need to write about that what is stopping India, what is inhibiting India from providing UCC, which is given in the DPSP. You have to talk about UCC, you have to talk about the challenges it is facing, you need to also talk about what is stopping India, what is inhibiting India, and then in the end write a way forward. So do your answer writing practice and give me the answer of the prelims question in the comment section. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.